Welcome to Bethel Assembly, where you matter. Today's sermon is entitled, Through Many Troubles. Our scripture reading is taken from the book of Psalms chapter 34 and verse 19. And it reads as follows: The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. Now David wrote this poem after he had fled from Saul. David joined Saul's army and he started doing well in the army, and his reputation grew amongst the Israelites. And people started writing songs about him and started singing songs saying that Saul killed his thousands, but David his tens of thousands. And Saul became jealous of David. And he thought to himself that maybe one day David might try and steal the kingdom away from him. And he had it in his heart to try and kill David. And eventually David had to flee from Saul's palace. And as he fled, he went to Ahimelech, the priest. And when he got there, the priest asked him, "What are you doing here all by yourself?" And he answered and he said, "The king sent me on an urgent errand. Don't you have something for myself and for my men that we can eat?" And he persuaded Ahimelech to give them some of the consecrated bread. He went even further and said, "Look, the matter was so urgent that I had to leave, and I didn't even take my sword or my spear with me. Don't you have a sword or something with you?" Ahimelech said to him, "The only thing that I have is the sword of Goliath." And David said, that's a good sword. There is no other sword like it. Give me that one." But as luck would have it, one of Saul's servants just so happened to be there on that day. And David had to flee once more. He went to the land of the Philistines, to the town of Gath, the town where Goliath was born, Goliath's hometown. And he went to the king Achish and presented himself there. And when the king's servants saw him, they started speaking amongst themselves. They recognized him and they asked one another, "Is this not that same David that killed thousands of our brothers? Is this not that same David that the Israelites wrote songs about, singing that Saul had killed his thousands, but David his tens of thousands?" David heard them speaking and he became afraid. He was afraid that the king might kill him, so David pretended to be insane. He scratched on the doors and the walls, and he allowed the drool to slip down his beard. And then the king went to his servants and said, "Why do you bring this madman to me? What do you want me to do with him?" And David managed to flee again. And he fled to the cave of Adullam, and then David wrote this poem or this psalm saying that even in my troubles, my God is always there for me. And he said in the 19th verse that a righteous man might have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. You see, I've noticed something, that sometimes you find that some people, they give their hearts to the Lord and they start serving Him, and you see that they're on fire for God. They are radical. They just want to do things for God, and all of a sudden one day you just see them starting to fade away, and next thing you know, they completely backslidden back to their own ways. You see, some people give their hearts to God and they surrender their lives to Him, but they still love this present world. And slowly and gradually, the zeal and the excitement for God starts to fade. And yet other people, they get pressed and crushed by the harsh realities of life. And they start to lose their faith in God. See, many people give their lives to God for the wrong reasons. And it's not their fault. Sometimes when we're preaching, we preach or we present a wrong gospel. We present the gospel of a God who will solve all your problems and make all your problems go away. All your hardships will disappear. And when people are going through trying times, this message appeals to them. And they surrender their lives to God, thinking that now that I have Jesus, everything is going to be all right. All my problems are going to disappear. But when the hardships of life start to press them, sometimes they might still stand for a little while, but life presses you just a little bit harder. And eventually, they start to break. People start questioning their own salvation. They start questioning their lives. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. And they start to lose faith in God. But the truth is that God had never promised us an easy life. But He did promise us that He will never leave us nor forsake us. You see, David knew what hardship was. David knew what difficulty was. And through his hardships and through his difficulties, he remained faithful to God. Was David perfect? No. Did David sin? Yes. But he repented sincerely and maintained his walk with God. Will we face hardships in this life? Yes. You see, when people are told that give your life to Jesus and He'll make everything all right, and they start facing some difficulties in their life, then they start to question, where is the good life that was promised me? Where is my financial breakthrough? How come everyone else is profitable? What's wrong with me? I'm doing my best. I go to church. I read my Bible. I pray. I do everything right. Why do these things happen to me? Is it right that that a child of God has to go through this type of thing? Why must these things happen to me? And the truth is, yes, hardships will come to all of us. You're going through life and everything is okay. And all of a sudden, you get called into your boss's office. You get handed a letter and told that your employment is no longer required. You have been retrenched. One day everything is fine, everything is okay. And the next day, you're laying in hospital with drips in your arms and pipes coming out of your mouth and your nose. You were once a vibrant and active person, and now all of a sudden you are bedridden. You're going through life and everything is okay, and you don't know when or how it came about, but you open your eyes and all of a sudden all your accounts are in arrears. You go to your cupboards and your cupboards are empty. What happened? How did this come about? You're going through life and everything is okay, and one day out of nowhere an argument erupts that threatens to split the family apart. Daughters at odds with their mothers, and sons at odds with the father, the husband against the wife. Hey, hardships, troubles are real. And God never said that we will never face troubles. But He promised that He will be there with us. God never said that we will never face a storm, but He promised that He will take us through the storm. All of us face trials and difficulties and troubles from time to time. It doesn't matter whether you are rich or whether you are poor or whether you are sick or whether you are whole. It doesn't matter. Our troubles may differ, but we all face some troubles. Trouble comes to us all. But I want to encourage us this morning. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. God is on our side. David faced trouble after trouble, problem after problem. But in all of that, God was able to deliver him. That is why David could write that a righteous man may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. Hold on, child of God. Don't give up. Even if your problems seem insurmountable, even if it seems like your problems are multiplying, God will deliver you from them all. Even though it seems like your problems are going up to the sky and there's no way around it, God will deliver you from them all. Even if your problems grow bigger every day, and when you turn to the left, there's a problem there, and when you turn to the right, there's a problem there. God will deliver you from them all. Hold on, child of God. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Israel faced the problem with an Egyptian army behind them and a Red Sea in front of them. But God delivered them. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were tied up and thrown into a fire, and in the midst of the fire, God delivered them. Then they're thrown into a lion's den, and in the lion's den, God delivered him. And if God can deliver them, then God will deliver you. Hold on. Life is hard, but hold on. Troubles come, but hold on. Our enemy presses us from every side, but hold on. Don't give up. Because troubles will come. They may even multiply. But even though you have many troubles, the Lord, your God, can deliver you from them all.